Welcome to Extra Tuesday. We are Edwin, Cruz,
Teri,
Jonathan,
and we are from the School of Ministry. Today we're going to compare the comic books and the movie Batman vs. Robin.
Alright, well, I'm basically a big nerdy dork in my own life, and I love manga and comics and stuff. I've read, this was kind of like my first exposure to comic books, because I've always read Japanese, comics, but the style was still really fun. The style was the same, but there's something a little different about American comics, and I loved reading the beginning of Batman's. I didn't have Batman Year 1. Well, we didn't have Batman Year 1, but we still saw, like, maybe it was Year 2 technically? I don't know.
We did see some of his past.
Yeah, like it showed a clip. It's like the series started in the first few panels, whatever, and then all of Year 1 was their series, and then it jumped back to right after that. And it was cool just seeing some of Batman's or Bruce's humanity and dealing with this whole walk in life he's chosen. So, okay, as everyone else said, the movie Batman vs. Robin, obviously, it took parts from... We read the Batman comics and then the Batman and Robin comics, and the movie took elements from both of those series and just kind of like spliced them together. And so I know movies use creative licenses a lot, and so it cut a lot of the really great storytelling elements I saw in the comics, but it had its own charm because I saw a little interaction between Batman and Robin when they were fighting, which doesn't happen in the comics, but it happened in the movie, and they threw something in there that was like a treat to see. I don't know if it's spoilers, if I should talk about my favorite part, because they're good enough shows. You guys should all, find a way to read and watch them. I'm just telling you, the delivery in the Batman Court of Owls labyrinth area was special. That was like my favorite part. And it's just, I don't know, they did something special with the paneling there. That's just excellent execution. So I love the comics, because obviously you get more details and everything. You get closer to the authors and artists' wishes.
I was actually surprised when I started reading the comics. I had the comics first before I watched the movie. And when I started watching the first 3 comics, to me it seemed like it was pretty gory. At first I was like, did they give us the right comics? This is actually getting really deep, like really dark, really quick. But the storyline was actually very in-depth, and that's what I like about the comics, is that they go so much into detail. You can read one scene of the movie into a whole volume of the comic, and that's how detailed they go into it. Comparing one to another, of course, the movie keeps you going from the beginning to the end. No pauses, no just kind of like marinating into one scene. So you can just see what's going on one scene to another, versus the comics where it takes a while to get, to the meat of the story and why Robin is so mad at Batman and what happens that Batman has to actually jump in and pretty much save Robin from his own
self-destruction?
Pretty much self-destruction, because he's being deceived. Yeah. But in the movie, I was able just to watch, bam, 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 bam. Hey, okay, that's what's going on. Oh, sweet. All right. The comics were a little bit too long to get to the storyline, to me, to get to the actual action.
I never really read comics growing up. My knowledge of Batman has been all the movies. And I actually like the movie better, just, I guess, because I'm not a reader. You see the action play out rather than frame by frame in the comic book, and you get most of the backstory. You can kind of pick up hints here and there, but if you really want details, you have to read the books. But I'd rather go movies.
Good. All right.
Because you don't get popcorn all over your pages.
Indeed. It's like since I wasn't a collector or anything of the comics, you had to be so careful with the care of the comics. It felt like I was like handling something valuable,
Especially when they don't belong to you.
Just like pull it out the plastic, properly prepare it, make sure you don't get any smudges on it.
Yeah, read the whole thing and not dog-ear the page to to come back and read later.
Yeah, make sure that the words don't get faded after reading them. So, if you guys have not read these comics or watched the movie, I really encourage you to do so.
I would recommend them.
Let us know which one you like in the comments below.
Until next time, stay devoted.
Peace and love.